guys, and welcome to the full moon for September. Now, this has been also an interesting full moon. We've had a few good ones and we've had a few bad ones. This one is, in my opinion, okay. I wouldn't say it's up to the charts of excellent. I wouldn't say it's down at the charts of this is the worst. We're kind of like meeting this one halfway in the middle. And with this full moon, you are going to perhaps feel a little bit torn between feeling dedicated to your path, yet also feeling a need to be liberated at the same time from it. And you could also be bringing old ways of doing things into structures that you're trying to set up for yourself. Now, here, look at what you're doing, how you're doing it, and what you can change or also do differently so that your actions and your mindset is more aligned with your path. Especially if you started a new path or project in August. Now, here you might also feel a little bit pushed. You might feel a little bit pushed by this full moon, to act fast and to accomplish things and, to attain a certain level of success in your life. So, honestly, this full moon is personally not going to be my favorite because I always feel in my life that it's never the right time to do anything. And so you might feel a little bit pushed and I'm going to be feeling that as well here. And the thing with this is also that even though you think that you are prepared as you possibly can be, or if you feel like you're just not, life is always going to bring its plus and twists regardless of where you think you are, regardless of how prepared you think you are. And of course, if you're unprepared, you're going to feel the plus and twists even more. But it doesn't mean it's not going to happen. Meaning, even if you are prepared, these twists can happen. Anything can happen at this point, not just with this full moon, but just in general in life. So the point that I'm trying to make is that despite the nervousness that you feel, which you probably are feeling because you feel rushed to take action, and your common logic is now prompting you, did we check everything? Did we check all the boxes? Did we review everything before jumping into this new journey and goal? So do also know now that whatever comes onto your path, here's the good news. Whatever comes onto your path is actually people who are meant to be part of your destiny. They're meant to be part of your purpose and even karmic ties. And we might also feel during this full moon a global experience and wave as to what we can expect. We can expect, like here's the plot twist. So you think that you're on your path. You think you're going to be doing what you want to be doing. And even if you're not, you're going to feel the push to do that. But here in the background, we might see some gossips and stuff coming up. Maybe some scandals coming to light. The unexpected news, bizarre ideas. It could also be that there's a bit of a nagging problem in your life that's worrying you, that you feel that you just can't quite resolve. It could also be as a result of the past, the crisis that we've been through. There's residues of aspects now coming forward as well. And that's also why there's a part of you that doesn't feel as prepared, because you feel maybe a little bit distracted by unresolved things from the past that's coming up, causing you to not feel as ready as you probably could. But it's not an excuse to not move forward, because as always, as well as I do, there's always going to be baggage from the past somewhere popping its head out. It's always going to happen. Even if you think you've dealt with certain things, that you put things laid to rest, there could always be something else coming up that you never even thought of, or even thought, oh wow, this could actually be something that could be influencing me right now. But that's life. So this full moon is going to be pushing you a little bit. You're going to feel a little bit uncomfortable. But the vibes are also asking you and calling you in to be flexible. Be flexible, because especially when you want to create something where you perhaps have, let's say, a new project, a new idea, or there's contracts involved, just review these things. Just continue to review them. And the more you do that, the more you feel familiar with the process of what it is that you want to do, even though you don't necessarily know all the detailed steps, which always is a good idea, guys. But to what extent is having all the right steps really clearly going to indicate to you that now's the time to go? Run with this. You're always going to have doubts, and these little doubts and fears are going to continue to come in, and you're going to feel challenged by it. You're going to feel challenged thinking, oh no, I'm feeling this now, I'm not ready. So be mindful of that, because, you know, this feeling of being pushed can actually also trigger the fight instinct, because you might feel a little bit overly defensive, feeling a little bit vulnerable, because we tend to either revert to a hiding state, which is also the peacekeeper, or we switch to the other side of the polarity and we become aggressive. We can fight, we can become stubborn, we can feel irritated, we can feel defensive. So many things can come up. Now, that's also why you might feel like you're a little bit maybe emotional, or maybe a little bit irritated, maybe a little bit aggressive. So if that's you, just be mindful of it, because this is also just a passing phase. Now, another aspect that I wanted to add to this full moon is that don't let your emotions, because of this, dominate your common sense. Stay connected to what is practical on this day. And also for the rest of the month, you know, whatever it is that's going to come forward, have a look at the September monthly vibe, which is on matmembers.com. I moved my vibes updates to my private site, because there I absolutely speak my mind about what's going on, and it's a place, safe and platform where we can express. Because this is an interesting month. September surely is not going to be a walk in the park, and I would highly recommend that you join me there to observe, you know, certain things that I would love to share with you guys to really make you feel stronger and prepared, because there could be a reason why on this new moon you intuitively are picking up on stress that is to come closer to the mid to the end of the month. You're probably already picking up on that. The more resistance you feel to doing something, the more you're actually probably intuitively, without you even realizing it, picking up on a second wave of a challenge that could potentially come. So guys, do join me on the monthly vibes for September. Have a look and see what's there, because the more you know, the more you can prepare, and the more you can ease through this beautiful full moon, and the more you can just dive into the power that is there, that you can now take advantage of as well. So do your homework to just avoid any unnecessary risks. Now, you might also feel during this time, we always have the psychosomatic aspects coming up. We always have the emotional body flaring up. And you're going to feel your feet and your toes and your pineal gland. And this is exactly what it's showing you. Because the feet, we would think consciously, oh, it's all about moving forward. Well, that kind of is exactly it. But it's also about balance. And, you know, it's calling you. These emotional aspects flaring up in the physical body, if you have issues with that, it's because it's now calling you to think clearly in terms of your path forward. And don't make drastic decisions, and listen to your intuition as well, because it really truly is guiding you this month. Your feet is also about the direction that you're moving to, but it's also how ready and balanced and anchored into this role and this path do you really feel. It's begging the question, if you don't feel stable, then why? What is throwing you off course? What is causing you in your life to emotionally, physically, or spiritually feel off balance? Who or what is contributing to that? Now, the pineal gland, of course, that's the intuition. That is listening to any resistance that you might be feeling and thinking, why are you there? Is it a fear, or is it generally my intuition trying to tell me which way should I go? And if you have trouble listening to intuition, I have wonderful courses on my YouTube channel, evetterose.com, where that's absolutely free, that you can go through to open up your intuition and to heal the blocks behind that. And I have even more healing courses at matmembers.com, absolutely free, no strings attached. You can register, you can dive into all the cool content that's there to open up your intuition, and so much more. And if you want to find out more about the different aspects within the emotional body that's flaring up, then go grab your copy of Metaphysical Anatomy. It's a book of 679 medical ailments. We'll have a book app for this ready as soon as well, if not by now already, that you can download on your phone and just browse through it, because yeah, it's a big book, guys, but we're also making your life easier and getting all my books on a phone app, so it's coming. Now, I'm excited to start this healing journey with you. And having said everything so far, just let that digest. Let that be in the back of your mind, knowing That if there always is a problem, we know that there's always going to be a solution as well. Because this whole world in life is made up of opposite polarity. So if there's a problem, there's a solution. So, having said that, let's start the healing meditation. And during this meditation, we'll be focusing on releasing stress associated with feeling dedicated to your path. And also yet perhaps feeling an aspect of you that needs to be liberated from it. And we'll be looking at the inner conflict. And when you're ready, let's take a nice deep breath. Just reset the frontal cortex. Just let go of any stress that you perhaps felt during the day, or any racing thoughts that you might have at the moment. And I invite you to feel, see, sense, or hear yourself in a beautiful place or space. It can be anywhere. It can be the mountains, the ocean, a place that brings you peace and serenity. And when you're ready, also having a beautiful waterfall flowing from your head down your spine, your body, your upper body, your arms, your legs, your abdomen, out your feet. Releasing, healing, resolving, and dissolving stress that you felt throughout the day. Also washing out and flushing out stress from other people that you perhaps took on. Realizing that it is no longer your stress. It's no longer your burden to carry. Acknowledging the difference between your identity and other people's stress. Feeling how that beautiful light is just cleansing every single cell in your body. Flowing through your body and out your feet, just flushing out what no longer belongs to you. Just allowing yourself to become aware of your breath. Really bringing you fully into the present moment. Bringing you fully present into the emotional body, your physical self. And when you are ready, I invite you now to allow your focus to shift to the part of you that is dedicated to your path. Imagine there's a part of you that has two polarities. One part of you is dedicated to your path. And then there's another part that could perhaps feel like it's in conflict with your path. What we're going to be doing now is we're going to be listening to the part that is dedicated. What does this part say to you now? Allowing yourself to hear, feel, see, or sense the message. Let go of needing to control how it's meant to be delivered to you and just let it come. Just let it spontaneously share its message. And then when you are ready, allow the part of you that is feeling in conflict with your path to come forward. What does it say to you? What is the message? What is the conflict? And once you have your answer, how are these two messages that you received today in conflict with each other? I invite you, allow these two aspects to meet each other. You can always have the part of you that's on one hand, that is dedicated to your path, on the other hand, that feels in conflict with it. And bringing these two parts together, allowing these two aspects to meet each other. And observe, what does the conflicted part want to say to the dedicated part? Let it speak. And now, what does the dedicated part want to say to the conflicted part? Let it speak. And also now, knowing what you know now, how can these two parts perhaps find balance with each other? Perhaps even allowing yourself now to come in as a mediator. What do you feel or sense is going to be the best outcome for these two parts? And even if you don't have the answer now, that is okay. The intention for just finding the answer has now been set in motion, and it will come. Another way to approach this is perhaps invite you to hear, feel, see, or sense what your life would look like and feel like if there were balance between these two aspects of yourself. Get a sense of this, because this will already give you a powerful, positive way forward towards a solution. And without saying too much, just allowing what you observed during this process to integrate and to flow even more during the day and night as you live your life and as you rest and sleep. Knowing that the correct balance will come forward, and it probably already has, whether it's conscious or subconscious. Either way, a balanced solution will present itself very soon to you. And you will know exactly how to balance. And when you are ready, I invite you to allow a beautiful light to flow from your head, down your spine, your body, your upper arms, your abdomen, your legs, out your feet, flowing into the earth, grounding you. And as you're grounding, feeling these two aspects within your sense of self, the part of you that's dedicated and the part that feels in conflict, to merge with each other, or even just to stand next to each other, to continue to communicate and to find balance within one another. When you're ready, you can take a nice deep breath. Resetting your mind and body. Letting go of the imagery or the visualizations or sensations that you had during this process. Knowing that they are exactly where they need to be and allowing them to continue to integrate. When you're ready, you can follow my voice back into the room. You can wiggle your fingers and your toes and give yourself a nice big stretch. And when you are ready, you can open your eyes and welcome back. Thank you for joining me. And until next time, be the light that you are.
Hi guys, thank you for joining me, and remember to grab your copy of Metaphysical Anatomy on Amazon, 679 medical ailments. And I also wrote about the psychosomatic root causes of that, and I'm spoiling you because I even added key points for you to start looking at important questions that you can ask yourself to start improving your quality of life. And also remember to catch me on Instagram, Evette Rose, 1 with the digit 1, and Metaphysical Anatomy on our Facebook fan page. Bye guys!